Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
At the very same time that America refused to give the Negro any land, our government was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that it was willing to undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor. But not only did they give the land, they built land-grant colleges with government money to teach them how to farm. Not only that, they provided county agents to further their expertise in farming. Not only that, they provided low interest rates in order that they could mechanize their farms. Not only that, today many of these people are receiving millions of dollars in federal subsidies not to farm, and they are the very people telling the black man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps. And this is what we are faced with, and this is the reality. Now, when we come to Washington in this campaign, we are coming to get our check.
I remember when the ATL wasn't banging, now they banging, 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 banging. Niggas throwing sets and them bullets start ringing, bitches banging, 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 banging. I remember when the ATL wasn't banging, now they banging, 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 banging. Niggas throwing sets and them bullets start ringing like bang, bang, oh, bang, bang, bitch, nigga, bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, about to have me some Duckton. What the f? What the heck? What did he go? I had my mouth. What the f?
He's sleeping now. Because they want to get him good and strong. So a little before debate time, he gets a shot in the ass.
First things first, in this lame duck session.
My administration has accomplished more than almost any administration in the history of our country. America's so true. Didn't expect that reaction, but that's okay.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
You're trying your best, but it never feels like enough.
I started having second thoughts almost the moment I sat down on the plane.
Lights off! Off! Turn them off. They're too bright. Turn them off. Turn them off. Let's go. Ready? Turn
We
off
go back
the
a long way.
Turn
She
off
was
the
12,
lights.
I was 30, but anyway.
So I changed my return flight and flew back on the first available flight I could take.
tired of smart guys.
I'm sick and tired of ordinary people being fleeced.
I'm tired of being quiet.
I'm sick and tired. I'm just sick and tired.
We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Red alert. All hands stand to battle stations.
Warning. Warning. Nigga babble detected. System overload. Warning. Warning. Nigga babble detected. System overload.
Bless. Leif. Cleanse. Ring cat in the building with the tape fist tight. Ricardo on the mic, yeah, he's spitting that fight. Mike is right with the vision so clear. Political prophet dropping truth in your ear. Progressive moves, but we keeping it raw. Individual minds breaking every damn law. Social conservatism got the crowd in a trance. Tape fist politics, we advance in the stands. Put your tape fist in the air, let it rise. Feel the power of the truth in your eyes. From the left to the right, we unite. Tape fist politics gonna shine so bright. MD-20 in the cut with the plan. Building up the movement with a taped up hand. Progressive dreams in a conservative frame. Individual voices calling out every name. Progressive moves, but we keeping it raw. Individual minds breaking every damn law. Social conservatism got the crowd in a trance. Take fist politics, we advance in the stance. Once you take fist in the air, let it rise. Feel the power of the truth in your eyes. From the left to the right, we unite. Take fist politics, gonna shine so bright.
New golden age. New golden age. A new golden age. A new golden age.
In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
You talking choppers, you getting right. You wanna blow with the dope every night. Said he wanna subscribe, so we took him a life. Say you wanna get paid, you wanna be right. Team 4K got slapped with pipe. Still got on these shades, even though it ain't night. Cause they little pink pills too hard. Let's go on a SRT with a Draco tank. Got a little boy way, can't sleep at night.
You gotta go get your motherfucking dough. You gotta run, say fuck out that hoe. I was just broken, I didn't have a friend, so I went in the trap and I sold me some dope.
Let's
for
go.
real.
Poppin' purse, make her suck dick for an hour, get to work. I told the bitch to get nasty for double. She bought her best friend, they for each other. Okay for me, make her fuck my brother. Got a team full of players, free band, no struggle.
Big 4K down to the door.
Might get in there more, go dig with shovel. Break out the chopstick, hit on wherever. Broad daylight, bitch, I'ma get on wherever. Let's go, double O walk on this bitch, but I like to talk on this bitch.
Hold on.
Purpose said walk on this bitch, the purpose said talk on this bitch.
Hold on.
I just be geeking out drugs, taking all kinds of shit. Bitch wanna fuck, she fine, and she all kind of bitch.
Running through this, I don't care about shit. The world won't tell, the original man got shot, he slapped little boy, you a bitch. 15 ball, one play on me.
The following announcement has been paid for by Tape Fist Politics.
Peace. What's going on? What's happening? Hey, TFP is back. Y'all thought I was bullshitting. I wasn't bullshitting. TFP is back. Now, I had to haul ass to try to get set up for the show, and it might be rinky-dink, but it is what it is. I couldn't even set my camera up because I ain't had time. I said, look, let's just go on with the show. My co-host, Van Cat, what's happening? Let me know everybody can hear me loud and clear.
Yeah, I can hear you, MD. What's going on, MD?
Hey, I can't call it, man. Hey, on this joyous occasion, man, TFP is back.
Yes, sir. 2.0 variety.
Hey, there it is, you know. So, hey, I say we just go and get started. First and foremost, shout out to Black Sun. Me and Black Sun had a good conversation. I think I'm gonna start doing them more often with Black Sun.
Mm-hmm.
He babble. He do a lot of shit. But I think I'm not gonna necessarily say I can turn him, but I can at least point out his bullshit, and he can get to the point where he can realize that he bullshitting himself. I think I'm starting to see that in Black Sun right now. He's still holding on. He's still holding on, but he know it's bullshit. You know, I just got to keep in his wheelhouse so he'll engage in the conversation. That's the only thing with Black Sun. You know, he'll one trick pony at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So you know you got to keep in his wheelhouse to keep him. It's almost like a small child. You know what I'm saying? You got to give him that one toy to keep his attention. You know what I mean?
Comrade.
So
Comrade Black Sun.
Comrade Red Sun. I told you that.
Yeah.
Red Sun, sunblock. You know, it is what it is. The Winter Soldier, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it is what it is. So we're going to go and get into the show tonight. So, yeah, we're going to get it. Damn, this sounds like great. I don't know why it sounds so good. But, hey, we're going to go and get into the show tonight, folks. Y'all see the title? Fauxgressive Provocateurs. Now, Van Cat was starting to go down the lines of a certain video that came out last week with Hassan Piker. I told him to hold off, so we'll talk about it this week. And it's the leading story of the show. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video, and we'll see what everybody's thoughts are on the other side. My bad, that ain't it. Hold on. Oh shit. See, I know. Oh, here it go right here. I gotta add it to the stage because it wouldn't do it for some odd reason. I gotta add it to the stage.
Disappointed in
Who
Gavin
do you vote
Newsom.
for, J.D. Vance or Gavin Newsom?
Well, I'd have to vote for Gavin Newsom.
Me
of
too.
course, 100%.
I wouldn't blink.
There's no
What
doubt.
about you, Hassan?
I'd probably vote third party.
You would?
Oh yeah. I mean, at that point, it doesn't even matter. Like, because my policy on this is the same as like my refusal to endorse Kamala Harris. The reason why I did not endorse Kamala Harris was because she did things that were not only unproductive but also unconscionable. And I still stand on that. I still talk about it all the time because people constantly bring it up. They're like, you didn't sufficiently like promote Kamala Harris. You're the reason why she lost. And I'm like, I am incapable. There is no singular force in this country that is capable of making or breaking an election. And if that was real, then it is the most idiotic thing not to listen to my demands. But everybody knows that that's not real, right? Mm-hmm. If I had this singular force to be able to make Kamala Harris the president, then Kamala Harris should be coming to me every day and being like, let me do a collab with you, please.
Totally.
Right? That's not the case, of course. And they know it. That's why they didn't do it. But the campaigns are always responsible for whether or not they are able to win the crowds, win the population over, and combat against the couch. Not necessarily even against the Republican Party, but usually you're fighting against the couch, people who just don't go out and vote. And for me, the way I see it is if the Democratic establishment makes this decision one more time, just as they did with Hillary Clinton, just as they did with Kamala Harris, and in some ways just as they did with Joe Biden as well, which led to Trump too, then they just don't care. And there's not much I can do.
Let me tell you
that.
something. I agree with everything you say, but as a person who lived in a red state for 50 years, I would crawl through 10 feet of concrete to vote for Gavin Newsom, even though I think he's duplicitous, a hypocrite, a thirst trap, hungry for power, all of the things that you say, and harms the Democratic Party and sets the psychological soil to be more prey to fascism. All of that I agree with. But there are so many young, queer, black, brown, marginalized people in red states. And even though this corporate Democrat is, you see it in a long-term game. In the short-term game, a President Newsom over a President J.D. Vance usurp the chef. This is intellectually dishonest completely from top to bottom. Gavin Newsom has proven that he doesn't care about trans people. Gavin Newsom has proven that he doesn't care about the illegal nature of what ICE is doing when he platformed Ben Shapiro. And so to put the burden of this on Hassan, who's saying, I'm not going to settle for a fascist collaborator who always is reaching to platform fascists and to find common ground with them, it's just intellectually dishonest because Hassan has a record of standing up for trans people. And when Gavin Newsom did that with Charlie Kirk, that pain was felt through the trans community far and wide. And Pete Buttigieg did the same. And Rahm Emanuel came on my podcast and did the same. And so to say that Hassan doesn't care about marginalized groups is completely disingenuous because what he's saying is, I'm not buying the lie that Gavin Newsom does. I'm not buying that anymore because each time I do, or each time we do, it incubates a more and more fascist culture. Here's the part of the video that they cut out that I think provides incredible context for the remainder of our conversation. Pop this up, Kylie. Enthusiastically crawl through 10 feet of concrete for all of the marginalized people.
Do you feel like the Democrats know that, and that's why they get away with their ineptitude?
100%.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
so 100%. I'm like,
okay, pause right there.
I don't even.
So Hassan clocked me right there, and I'll own it because my politics are open-minded. They're not fixed. I don't play nanny boo-boo politics that, oh my God, you said you would vote third party, therefore you must be canceled. Number one, Hassan's not a politician. Number two, Hassan gets to think whatever he thinks. Number three, there is a large growing number of Americans in Gen Z and as millennials that have felt completely unseen and left behind by the two-party political system, who hate and despise how much they suck up to corporations, who see the moral duplicity in a Hakeem Jeffries, a Gavin Newsom, a Chuck Schumer, a Cory Booker, who take money from the MAGA corporate donors and also take it from them. And so when Hassan said that to me, do you think the Democrats know that and take your vote for granted? And I said 100%. He's right, because they do, because I have this red state trauma. So I end up thinking, okay, I'm going to do a harm reduction vote. The reason why this conversation is so important, listener, is because we have time right now to have these conversations and to move our politicians to a progressive populist platform. We have the opportunity right now to rid ourselves via primaries of corporate Democrats who lie to us and use our votes and take advantage of our votes and our compassion for marginalized groups and use them to their advantage to then curry favor with corporations and then go make massive stock exchange trades while in Congress. Okay, continue with that clip.
Even entertain that stuff, especially this far out from an election. But even in the primary season, that's immediately the conversation. It's like, well, whoever is the candidate, you're going to vote for them, right? And you know what's really indecent about that too? They never return the favor for left flank candidates.
Yeah, no.
Because no one ever made hay about Bernie Sanders potentially becoming the candidate, and all of the articles that came out about how Trump might be more preferable to Bernie Sanders. Because they were writing those. Liberals were writing those articles talking about how, the head of Goldman Sachs, who was like, I'm a lifetime Democratic Party voter. I think, Donald Trump is better than Bernie Sanders.
You just said 2 fucking days ago, you asked Austin and, I almost said Destiny, Hassan, if they would vote for Newsom over Vance in 2028. Austin said, yeah, no, of course. You, Jennifer, you said, oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And then Hassan does his fucking vapid, idiotic rant, basically saying he doesn't even entertain that when you talked about like protecting trans people. I guess you changed in the last 2 days. This clout sharking succubus. Talk about zero principles. These are the people that say that we have zero principles. Now you're doing a switch up 2 days later so you can curry favor with Hassan's audience? Like, this is so pathetic. Hello? What do you mean you've changed? You're not blue no matter who? You just 2 days ago. What are you talking about? Was it that rant from Hassan that got you to, I was thinking about black and, trans people and red states. But now that Hassan did that stupid little fucking rant, I'm going to do a switch up here. She got the shock training. The shock collar. Hassan yesterday when he was like, I'm not seeing enough movement. I'm not seeing enough movement from these lefty creators. I'm out on an island here, guys. They're attacking me. I'm not seeing enough movement. She got the memo. She got placed. She did. She literally got placed. There's a very decent chance that Hassan texted like 30 creators. Can you see what all the libs are saying about me? Can you believe this? Have you made a video about it yet? Have you made a social media post about it yet? We really got to, like, the libs are getting too many likes, Jen. You got to make a video. And I guess take back the thing that you said 2 days ago. I guess now you're not blue no matter who anymore. After fucking 2 days.
Okay, so they got it. You see how these lefty loonies move in the social media stratosphere, right? They don't have any principle. I agree 100%. They don't have any principle. They try to Bogart Bernard themselves into a place of influence in regards to politics, which is fine. But when you try to do it under the auspices of being this morally superior group, I got a problem with that, Venkat. I just do. You just saw a clear-cut example of what I mean. When I say Fauxgressive, I ain't talking outside of my ass, Venkat. I just gave you a clear example of what a Fauxgressive is. Clear example. Now, Jennifer Welch, I used to watch Jennifer Welch. She used to, her and the other lady. At first, I thought she was a tranny.
Yeah.
But no, that's a woman.
Yeah.
That's a woman. You know what I'm saying? These people move for influence. Let's get a baseline first before we can go any further. Just like any other content creator, any other quote unquote influencer, their currency is influence. That's just a fact. No matter what type of genre you place yourself, you place yourself in. That's just what it is. Hassan got so much hate after that podcast interview that he had to make some moves in regards to his compatriots and try to not even. It's almost as if he made the influence a different position. You know what I'm saying? And do a word salad and try to twist it around to try to make it seem like it's something totally new. I heard the words that came out of your mouth. Do you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth? I heard them. You clearly said you would vote third party. The shit don't matter at that point. Because you want to give a position that Democrats and Republicans are the same thing. That's just what it is. Your goal is to move your social media sphere toward a certain ideology. So you're gonna do whatever you got to do that. Go ahead, Venkat.
Well, first off, I want to just say you're absolutely right about the wishy-washy nature here that's going on. It's very problematic. Hassan, I like Hassan for the most part, but what he's saying, you can say it, especially now, early. You're trying to weed and go through different possibilities of candidates that are going to run. So if there's a time to do this kind of stuff, yeah, right now may be the time to do that, because you damn sure don't want to have it 3 months before the election like we had in 2024. So, but the problem is that it's bothering me that essentially what Hassan is saying is that I have these boxes I have to check, and if all those boxes aren't checked, it's a no-go for me. If a candidate goes through the primary process, and it's a grueling process, and there's a lot of contenders early on, and then people start dropping off, and you're able to endure through all that as a candidate, whether I like you or not, you become the nominee for the party. You need to get in line and support the person that earned the nomination. We bash Kamala Harris all day long in 2024. It wasn't her fault. Biden put her in that bad position. And after things got really bad for Biden, he's like, okay, you do it, black girl. And you got 3 months left. And we saw what happened there. It's just frustrating. His mindset is like what happened with the Bernie Sanders supporters. It was messed up what happened to Bernie. It wasn't right, but at a certain point, you dropped out and you gave all the power away, giving us the first Trump term. These kind of like protests don't really work. All you're doing is emboldening what you don't want to have happen. It is way better to have Newsom over JD Vance or over a Trump or any other one of these dungeon masters that they come up with next. Stephen Miller, who knows who they're gonna try to prop up. But yeah, this mindset has to go. And the Democrats have already blown a couple elections now with this dumbass mindset. If a guy goes through the primary, you gotta just be like, hey, clap it and praise the guy. Hey, he did what he did, whether you like him or not, or a woman. Whoever gets through that primary process, you gotta respect it at a certain point. You don't like him, tough titties. Get the hell on and just support your candidate. That's the part that really bothers me. The other thing that bothers me is this notion that somehow Kamala Harris is the worst thing on earth to vote for. What the frick?
According to the lefty loony, she is.
Oh,
you just heard Hassan. They believe that Kamala did. You just heard Hassan dealing with the transgender issue and marginalized groups. They didn't believe she was doing enough in that regard. They didn't believe that she was going to be in terms of like border security, amnesty involved when it came to illegal immigrants. A whole bunch of shit. They put a jacket on Kamala based off Biden.
Yes.
Yeah, she said some crazy shit. Like I said, it was damnable for her to say, we always go back to that View interview when they asked her what would you do different. She fucked up what she said.
Oh, of course.
Now, again, that don't mean that you throw Biden up under the bus. It don't mean that.
Now put that up against the top 200 or the low 200 gaffes and mistakes that Donald Trump, and that was good enough for that guy to go in office twice. And the standards are too low. Like, it can't be perfect world for Democrats and then no liabilities on the other side for the Republicans, like, especially with Trump. I mean, even without Trump, because it was the same thing. Romney didn't get the same kind of scrutiny and whatnot. It's like everything had to be friggin' perfect. So I can't stand it. Like, in general, regular ass people that don't pay attention to politics like we do, or pay attention to it at all, they always say the dumbest crap that you can think of. They say that they do a bunch of chest thumping, they do a bunch of I get it out the mud type talk, and then they go on to talk about how politicians didn't do anything for them, or that they need something from politicians and all this other stuff. In most cases, I don't even really care about stuff. I just want the rules to be set to allow people to be able to be successful. I don't need the politician to stuff my pockets and all this other crap. Just give me an opportunity, a shot to do something. That's all it is, really, the main focus, and stay away from my freedoms and my privileges and stuff like that. And we sat on the sidelines, these Democrats, and as a result, they lost Roe versus Wade. That right is gone. Donald Trump has taken away so many acknowledgments and the achievements and whatnot off the website that black people have done for this country. They're trying to change the friggin' school system and the books and whatnot. Just trying to teach history a different way. Like, we're losing on a daily basis all kinds of things. And these ignorant ass niggas try to brush it off like it's not a big deal. It is a friggin' big deal. It's a real big deal. And we got cowards of today that are not standing for anything. And it's just allowing, really, I mean, anybody would have told me that Donald Trump would be in this situation right now. I'd be like, hell no, this guy's too goofy. But he's able to be emboldened because of the weakness of so many of the people in the power in society, and it's just got to stop.
Not and again, I don't put the full onus on lefty loonies. I don't. I think it would be asinine for me to sit here and say that progressives are the reason that we in this situation. They part of the reason, for sure, but it's not the totality. A lot of it got to do with people that just don't engage. Like Hassan said in the video, the couch. When you don't have people that don't engage because they don't understand the implications from a ground level, shit go over a lot of people's head. Like I was telling Mike the last show we had, some people just dumb as hell. Yeah, we got to come to a conclusion at some point that not even some, most people are dumb as hell. We got to meet them where they at. That's an old political trope. Democrats do a bad job at doing that. They try to do it, but it look out of touch. On top of that, Republicans take advantage of that very premise, right?
Yeah.
But when you got people that's running cover for the weakness of the messaging of the Democrats, it make it even worse. And that's going back to this like vote blue no matter who and the two-party system. We get that. That's still no excuse to allow bullshit to happen. And that's exactly what we did in 2016. That's exactly what we did in 2024.
Oh yeah.
That's just what it is. And for you to come out and say some stupid shit like that again. So when I used to debate, I used to do what they call like a Socratic questioning strategy, right? What that means is you put people in a hypothetical situation in order to gauge where they at when you debating them. That's why I like to do hypotheticals. It was a simple hypothetical. Nobody said that was the end all be all. Simple hypothetical fucking question. Who you got? Gavin Newsom, JD Vance. That shit shouldn't even be like, it should be no thought going through your mind with that hypothetical question.
Right.
In the context of what they were talking about. And you gonna fix your mouth and say some stupid shit like that? I can't deal with it, Van Cat. I just can't do it. Yeah. I can't do it. It shows me that you opposition. Just point blank period.
And the other thing too is that you got people that are like unengaged, just kind of like just off the sidelines. They hear that type of response from a guy like that that's supposedly all about politics and know about politics. They hear him say that, and now it becomes a domino effect, and now all these guys fall in line with that same mindset. And that's what's so damn dangerous about it. I don't mind the conversation to have because, scrutinize and tear apart what are the positives and negatives of Gavin Newsom. Is his positives really worth taking a risk on him being the president? What would he be able to do and accomplish, or what would he even try to accomplish? Because as we see with Donald Trump, he's completely ignoring all kinds of issues that he should be all over, that he promised he was going to be all over, and he ain't doing nothing. He's just sitting there. So
again, Van Cat, I understand what you're saying, but I got to go back to it. It was a hypothetical.
Yeah.
The thought process of the weighing the pros and cons, that shit don't matter at that point in a hypothetical.
But I mean, in that very specific boom, one versus the other, I'm talking about overall, because we supposed to be figuring out who are these guys that are gonna be in the primary. I mean, in the elections coming up, as far as who's gonna be the candidate. So right now, I definitely want people to get eliminated or not to be thought of as being that strong of a candidate to make it deep into. I don't need them person to be in weaker people to be in the last four. Just because they're really good at fundraising don't mean they're good at making bills and negotiating with the other side and all this other stuff that we need. We don't need to have those kind of people around.
Well, looking at it that way, shit, Gavin Newsom is the guy then. Look at what Gavin Newsom's been doing. Gavin Newsom been globe-trotting. He was at the Munich Security Conference. He was in Davos. And rave reviews. So in all honesty, if we looking at it right now, Gavin Newsom is the front runner. I'm gonna just be honest with you.
He's the front runner because he's more visible. He's shown to have, leadership and blah, 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 all these things, but it's not really anything really solid. Meaning, if he had a history of being in California and championing life-changing things that need California's a state, obviously the homelessness is out of control. And his part, Gavin Newsom's infamous video of neglecting and gating up the homeless people when the Japanese or Chinese people was coming to visit, that's kind of ridiculous, man. So his record is hard to run off because he can be a nice shiny object because he has these attributes. Good looking guy, he's well spoken, he's very fast.
Yeah, Jennifer Wells called him a thirst trap.
Yeah,
I'm like, what the fuck type of shit is that? So basically, you saying, oh, this good looking white man, he's trying to allure us with his look. I don't give a shit. Maybe you do. I don't give a shit about none of that.
Yeah. But I mean, even Obama faced this nonsense where the public just believes that they're getting a Lord and Savior out of a politician. And it's really ridiculous. That's why I get annoyed when people say Obama didn't do this or didn't do. Come on, hold on. All these presidents that we've had, they didn't solve every issue. You can't do it in 8 years. There's people that have been in office longer than the 8 years. What, 20 years, 30 years? They were just there forever. And those problems persisted. Get out of here. It's a relay race. My turn, your turn, and we're supposed to make advancements as we go. Now, if any politician in my lifetime that's done anything, Obama's done the most as far as legislatively speaking.
Well, and FDR had 12 years and a supermajority in the House and the Senate, and he didn't get everything done.
That's what I'm saying. And this unrealistic idea of everything must work and be perfect and everything is great, it's just amazingly stupid. You get in the way of actually making these changes and these bills pass and whatnot to better your life. It's hard work. It's time consuming. It's not overnight. And like the impatience and the ignorance of people that don't even bother to, well, what does make this happen? They made a friggin' kids video talking about I'm just a bill and blah, 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 that song, just to help make people understand the basics of it. I don't think they get it still. You got to put some work into it. I'm tired of talking to people that don't even know what the hell the subject matter is, and they're getting into full-blown, red-in-the-face, loud arguments about things, and they're completely misconstruing everything. Try to understand what it is. You're not going to know everything, but at least do some basic level of understanding, or try to understand and realize that this stuff ain't perfect, man. But I mean, this is
Black Son said he don't give a damn about the midterms. He don't give a damn about Congress and none of that. I'm just telling you what he said.
That is,
he said the end all be all is Trump, and unfortunately, you got people that think that way. Like they don't get involved in local and state elections at all. The only time they ever vote is president. I'm willing to bet that the majority of MAGA maniacs, the majority of them, don't deal with local and state politics. I'm willing to bet that.
That's crazy.
I'm willing to bet it. I mean that's just what it is, and that goes back to what you were saying. You look at the presidential election and think that that's the end all be all when it comes to policy, and we know it's not.
That's what happened with Obama. I mean, everybody flooded and voted the hell out of the 2008, but in the 2010 midterms, it was a slaughter. Obama lost all these congressmen and senators, and it was just a bloodbath because
it was a Tea Party wave.
Yeah,
Tea Party wave. Yeah. You're right, man. You're right. So
in 2024, more people did not vote than voted for Trump or Kamala Harris. So that's the bigger majority, is the people that just didn't vote. Like, they're way bigger than the people voting. And when you don't vote and voter turnout is low, Republicans are going to win.
Hey, I agree, man. I agree. Let's go to another Fauxgressive. This video I had to do it, so I'm gonna have to share my screen on it. Let's look at another Fauxgressive, and this is a Fauxgressive I really don't like at all. Let's take a look at this. Let me know when you got me here. Let me see. Let me go back here. Boom. It ain't showing. Okay, here it go. Add the stage. Oh hell, what's going on? See, I fucking hate before. Oh, I gotta remove this first. Okay. All right, let's go to this. Is this another Fauxgressive provocateur?
Now, if I may, I'm going to be a bit blunt here. Leaders lead. And what we've seen is people are impressionable. If you lead on something, people will follow. It seems the wind is behind your back for the first time ever. ICE has a history. CBP has a history of terrorizing Black and brown communities. People are asking themselves, why are we, our taxpayer dollars, paying for masked, lawless men to terrorize our communities, kidnap people, take children, and kill Americans? So I ask you, and I'm following up to Joy because I want an answer to this. You said you want to rein in ICE. I'm talking about the long term now. Why not lead and say abolish ICE? Because what you're telling us is you want our taxpayer dollars to pay for a lawless masked armed agency to continue terrorizing our cities. And I'm trying to figure out how you, as a leader, can be telling Americans that their taxpayer dollars should be going to ICE.
I don't understand anything that you just said. When I
spoke English.
When I don't understand anything that you've just said to me when I've made clear that taxpayer dollars should be used to make life more affordable for the American people, not brutalize or kill them. That's the whole reason we're in this fight right now. That's the whole reason the DHS is getting ready to shut down. That's
So
the whole
abolish
reason
ICE.
why
You agree
we
with
are
me,
voting.
Joy. Abolish ICE.
That is listen. I'm going to use the language that I want to use. You can use the language that you want to use.
My question, though, is more about,
Wow.
if, let's say, Democrats do get back the majority, I think some of what people are looking for are, what is your project 2027, right? What will Democrats put on the table to say, give us power and we'll do X? What is on that list? Because I think if you give us power, we'll abolish ICE was on that list, people would be incredibly enthusiastic about that. If you said, right now we're going to rein them in, but give us the power, we will get rid of this agency. Is that something that Democrats are willing to coalesce around, saying we will just end it, period?
I think for the last 14 months, we've continued to win elections, and we've won elections for a wide variety of reasons, including in deep red places like Louisiana, Florida, and Texas, as has been the case most recently, as well as in blue states or purple states like New York, like Virginia, and like New Jersey.
Okay, so it's a lot to uncover in that video. So I said I don't like this person. I'm talking about Wajahat Ali.
Yes.
Well, Wajahat Ali is on, I think he's a correspondent on Zateo. I know him from Danielle Moody's show. I don't like her ass either, but that's where I know him from. He put words in Hakeem Jeffries' mouth, and he tried to get him to say something that was inadequate to the context of what they were talking about.
He was mad. He sounded pissed.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Because a lefty loony tried to impose something on him that's just not the case. Again, I've heard Hakeem Jeffries. Now again, that's another guy. Hakeem Jeffries be on bullshit too. I still remember early last year when Trump got into office, the whole thing about telling Democrats not to pick up the phone when people were calling about what was that? The Doge shit. And people were calling in to the congressional office or whatever and telling Democrats not to pick up the phone. That's some bullshit. Hakeem Jeffries got his problems. But when it comes to ICE, CNN did an interview. everybody knows Trump is underwater with the immigration issue based on the optics of what ICE is doing. Everybody fucking knows that.
Which was once a strength of his.
What was once it was a strength, correct. Also, that in that same poll, people still believe that there needed to be some type of reform in terms of immigration. Wajahat Ali tried to impose on Hakeem Jeffries abolish ICE. I don't believe ICE needs to be abolished. Let me put that out right here, right now.
Oh, I believe
Hakeem
it.
Jeffries. So how you gonna enforce your immigration law?
So how was it happening before? It's a George W. Bush. It's a George W. Bush.
DHS.
What?
You talking about
ICE
DHS?
didn't exist
Yeah, I agree.
before Bush. So you
Again,
get it done this way.
I'll explain it. ICE didn't exist before the George W. Bush. ICE was a subset force of Border Patrol. They said, hey, look, Border Patrol has their own issue. The enforcement inside the lower 48 of the United States needs to be a separate issue that we can fund through this new Department of Homeland Security. I agree with that wholeheartedly. It's more efficient and it gets the job done. Throughout the years, the system has deteriorated. Last I checked, Venkat, we had a bill, a bipartisan bill, led by what's the guy's name in Oklahoma? I forget his name.
I know you're talking about. I remember that Republican guy, yeah.
And Chuck Schumer.
Yep.
There was always something put into place that was going to reform immigration law. Cut funding. That's what everybody wants, because I agree wholeheartedly. You need to cut funding from a lot of these agencies. Right now, ICE in and of itself, funding-wise, is akin to some small country's military spending. That's some bullshit. Some straight INS. Exactly right. NWP. INS. That was under Border Patrol. So you're exactly right. So there was always ICE. Always. After Bush in 9/11, we got the Department of Homeland Security. They allocated funds from Border Patrol and put it in ICE. Small potatoes back then. 20 years later, it's done boom, right? I don't believe we need to abolish ICE. That would be like almost asinine if we actually want to deal with immigration.
So,
but we should go ahead.
The way ICE is operating, we didn't see that before.
Yeah, wholeheartedly, yeah.
So you can abolish ICE, then you could create a different entity or break off some other entity and define the parameters and where they have to operate. And then really do it properly.
Why can't you do that? Why can't you do that? Well, you could do that with ICE.
No,
I'm agreeing with. Yeah, you can.
It's the whole name brand, just the acknowledgement of its existence has been completely tarnished by what has happened. You cannot go forward with that. When Jeffrey Dahmer got caught, they didn't say, "Oh, well, we could just continue to rent out those apartments." They broke them apartments down. They broke it down.
So we likening ICE to Jeffrey.
What? Yes.
So the institution in and of itself needs to be abolished based on what a administration did negatively with said agency, is what you're saying.
It's not a light thing.
It's sour grapes.
It's not sour grapes. It's not a light thing that happened. This isn't a little thing. People were killed here, so we gotta change course on that. That's a complete disaster as far as how it was handled, and it'll forever be tied. It'll forever be tied with the existence of that agency.
That's bullshit, man.
Okay.
That's bullshit. NWP said, just like law enforcement, ICE has qualified immunity. Again, I don't agree with that. You can reform. So it's like it ain't like you can't reform ICE. I believe that ICE needs to be reformed wholeheartedly. But I ain't saying throw the baby out with the bathwater, Van Cat. Yeah, that's kind of harsh.
No, all day.
That's kind of harsh, bro. I
I'm
can't get
just
jiggy
being
with
a
that.
Bolshevik. I'm just being a Bolshevik.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot. My bad.
That's my natural
My
habitat.
My bad. But even in the sense of, if that's what you want to believe, fine, cool. You don't then try to press the leader of the party from the House of Representatives standpoint and try to make him say what you want him to say. Like that's crazy. That's crazy. And yeah, Hakeem Jeffries was mad as hell. I don't blame him. I do not blame him. Wajahat Ali was on
I
that
don't blame him
bullshit.
either. I don't blame him.
Wajahat Ali was on that bullshit. You don't come at no elected official like that. And fuck my constituents. Fuck the republic in and of itself. I'm gonna go off what you tell. Fuck off, man. That's what I would have told him. Fuck off. And I think that's what. Yeah. Well, it was YouTube. It was the Joy Reid show. Man, fuck off. That's what I would have said. and this is the problem with the provocateurs. It's Bogart Bernard. They want to put you in a position where it's either they way or the highway. Regardless of what implications there could be of your consider. Hakeem Jeffries is a congressman from New York. Wajahat Ali is from LA. What you gonna do about it? You ain't part of my constituency. You just ain't. And again, that goes back to what I was saying earlier. A lot of people disregard local and state politics, and they want to press you from a standpoint of what they perceive is national policy on behalf of the body politic, which is bullshit.
Right. That's true.
It's bullshit.
Yep.
We live in a republic, goddammit. You're not gonna be able to superimpose what you believe on the entirety of the country. That's authoritarianism. And you do it under the guise of this magical word, Van Cat, called populism.
There we go. Populism.
And believe that, that's everybody's take. When you know damn well it's not. Your ass live in New York City, you live in LA, you live in San Francisco, and you don't give a shit what's going on in Lincoln, Nebraska, Joplin, Missouri. You know what I'm saying? Lafayette, Indiana. You don't give a shit. So once we understand, hey, look, this is a republic. Everybody has their own representation. If we gonna do this quote unquote big tent Democratic Party, act like it. But they don't. That's what you got caucuses for. You got the Progressive Black Caucus. You got the Progressive Caucus. You got the Liberal Democratic Caucus.
Why we gotta divide the black? Why we gotta divide the Black Caucus from the regular caucus? I mean,
it's a lot of caucus. Well, it's interchangeable because you got some people in the Black Caucus that's in the Progressive Caucus. You got a Hispanic caucus. I mean, it is what it is. That's why I don't trip when people say, "Oh, we need a multi-party system." For what? If you in this Democratic Party, we set a guideline when it comes to policy, and then we can fight over it and do what we got to do in debate through caucus. I ain't got no issue with that. It's essentially the same thing. Again, it's a multi-party system. Let's take UK, for example. They got a multi-party system. Essentially what they do is the same shit as what we do. It's just shown more defined in the UK. That's it. It's still the same shit. All the parties get together and they form coalitions and they fight against the other coalition. It's the same fucking thing. We got to understand it from that aspect that, okay, you got caucuses that want to set certain priorities when it comes to the policy platform within the party, and we do debate and then we compromise. That's politics. I don't know what people don't understand about that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, but it is what it is. NWP says CBC is more centrist than it is liberal because it receives money from big corporations. Well, I would argue centrist is liberal from a little L standpoint.
Wait, hold on. What do you mean centrist is liberal?
Well, let me understand. So he gave an example that they accept money from big corporations.
Yes.
We can debate on if that's ethical or not.
It's not.
Corporations in and of itself is a liberal philosophy, right? Liberal, I'm talking about little L, liberal, right?
Yeah.
If you're saying centrist is going farther right, but we're talking about corporations, like that kind of confused me, because the farther right you go, the more into corporations you're supposed to be in. So there's that.
Yeah.
So liberalism to me in and of itself, when I say liberalism, I'm not talking about what people think a liberal is. A lot of people don't even understand the shit when they say liberal. Liberalism is free market capitalism. At the end of the day, that's what it means. You can't get no more centrist than that. If you go farther right, that means you're talking about authoritarianism and fucking using the money from I guess you would say a corrupted manner. You go farther left, then the fucking state owned the corporation.
Yeah.
So free market capitalism is a centrist ideal. No question about it. Ricardo said we need a third party, the Purple Party, a fusion of liberal conservative bullshit. Who the hell is a liberal? And you know what? He said liberal conservatism, right?
Yeah.
And it's countries that got like liberal conservative parties, like the Tories and the Blue Party in Australia and shit like that.
Yeah.
All that's saying is, okay, I'm liberal when it comes to financial ideals, but I'm physically conservative. I mean, I'm fiscally conservative. Fuck that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or even worse, social conservative. And I'm surprised that you said that, Ricardo, because we all know that conservatism is dead. We know this. Now we say, Ricardo says CBC is not centrist. I disagree. CBC is a government-owned entity. What the hell that mean? like again, if we talk, so that would mean that the Congressional Black Caucus is a Republican caucus then.
Oh wow.
Or you say government-owned. I mean, see, it's confusing, man. It's confusing. And I guess we'll have to do a show again. You remember we did that show, Venkat, what side of the spectrum, the political spectrum? We might have to run that back, man. Because I think people may need a lesson on what a lot of this shit means.
Yeah.
You know? Hell, according to that test, remember it said I was on the right any fucking way. Well, I guess in a certain aspect I am.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it showed that I was the true individual because I believed in freedom.
Oh yeah.
The test showed it. Hey, I didn't say it. The test said it. Everybody else was to the left. So if you want to look at it that way,
Ricardo was in the middle. Ricardo was in the middle. I was the most left person on there. And then what's the name was close to me, Mike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I was about freedom.
Yeah, you was down on my side because remember, the higher you go is authoritarianism, the lower you go is freedom.
Yeah.
Then you got the left and right. I was in the right bottom quadrant.
Mm-hmm.
So it said I had like some financially right wing policies, but I was like way down. So me and Venkat about freedom. He just a lefty loony. And I guess you would call me a anarcho-capitalist. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But we true to it. This is what we do. But let's get to, because like I said, I don't want to be it's 9:55 already. Let's get into the next video. This is the one that I wanted. Like, this is a sidebar. This ain't really about politics, depending on how you look at it. But let's look at this. This real quick.
Your boy is bouncy.
following is the men's elimination chamber qualifying match. Introducing first from Greensboro, North Carolina, weighing in at 195 pounds,
Corey, the following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
He's an incredible athlete. He's a little bit too fucking Mr. Bojangles for me. I wish he was a little bit more urban. I understand it's Netflix. I understand there's a big fucking world out there besides the one that fucking 66-year-old Detroit boy Kevin Nash wants, but I just want him to have a little bit of an edge.
All right, hey, that's the video, y'all. So it was some shit that was
trouble, MD.
Man, you know I don't give a damn, man. I don't give not one damn. I was looking on top of the screen to say that they had done stopped the video or whatever.
Yeah.
So I made it quick enough to where, you know, I just wanted to play the intro of Javon Evans and then put that in. That was it.
Paul Levesque is looking for you.
Hey, we'll see what happened. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But so we see the video, right? And a reason I wanted to play his entrance to the ring, you know, just to get a gauge on who he was and why Kevin Nash said what he said. What do you think about what he said, Van Cat?
Well, like I was saying before, it sounds like a white guy kind of defining how it is to be black, like what you should be. I think when it comes to black people, and very much so when it comes to black wrestlers, you know, everybody has a gimmick, a character, their shtick, right? When you're white, that vessel, that option is wide open. But when you're black, you OG Killalok, or you're a pimp, or you're just getting,
You're stealing something.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm tired. That was one of the most embarrassing. I'm just tired of that type of stuff, man. And I think, you know, we're finally to a point where, you know, black guys, they skateboard, you know, black guys, they color their hair, whatever the hell they want to do. You know, his character seems to be him being himself for the most part. And that's fine. I mean, you can be real, and you can be whatever you want to be. I don't understand why the limitations are always put down on the black wrestlers, and white people could just be anything, anything, and it's just weird.
You know what? I agree with the sentiment. Now, when I first saw this video, I agreed with Kevin Nash wholeheartedly. I'm like, yeah, this nigga is all you see is a smile and a nigga jumping around. I agree with him wholeheartedly. But then I had to step back, right? I was like, man, you know, and it showed me that I'm getting older. You know what I'm saying? If you take what Javon Evans does, the way he speaks, his mannerisms, you can watch any nigga video on YouTube right now and see another young person doing the same thing, using the same lingo. You know what I'm saying? So I had to say to myself, damn, maybe it's just I'm out of touch. You know? And I think for the most part, that's what Kevin Nash said. Remember?
Yeah,
he
did
said,
say
hey, maybe it's just, you know, I'm a 66-year-old white guy from Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I just don't understand it. And I had to say, damn, maybe that's what it is. I just simply don't understand it. Because I don't. To me, he just looked like a nigga jumping around, smiling. You know what I'm saying? So
look at like R-Truth. Look at R-Truth. Like, he's a former NWA World Heavyweight Champion. I've seen him in that light. But in WWE, they only see him as a buffoon or a class clown, or nobody to be taken seriously going for a title. Even on Twitter years ago, I tweeted R-Truth, and I told him, when are you gonna do something serious? Go after the world title. And he responded and said, if anybody has anything serious to tell me, because his bread and butter, he's making money doing this. It's easy for him to do it. He feels good doing it. It is a part of who he is, and it works. And he's like one of the more enduring. Would I have liked to have seen him at some point get like a little run or something? Even with just the John Cena match that he had, it would have been nice if he would have beat John Cena and had the belt for like a month or something. But he's so captivating by the audience, and he has a following. You can't really argue with that. But it is my preference to see R-Truth like R-Truth is, like Ron the Truth Killings, like the dog that he was.
I agree.
So
real quick before I respond to that. NWP, I'm not actually an anarcho-capitalist. I'm a capitalist, but I ain't no anarcho-capitalist. I was just joking when I said he was a lefty loony. I'm an anarcho-capitalist. I'm not an anarcho-capitalist, bro. I'm not. I'm a capitalist though, but I ain't no anarcho-capitalist. Being an anarcho-capitalist mean that like I believe in like I can like lasso you and make you my slave. You know what I'm saying? That's anarcho-capitalist. I'm not an anarcho-capitalist. But I just wanted to say that. But yeah, I agree with you though, Venkat. Here's the thing. You say, that they're making money or whatnot. Zip Coon and Sambo and all them was making money too. I'm just being honest.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point you make. That's a good point. Legacy and how you perceive your image, it's important as well.
Yeah. So they get on stage and they throw the sand on the ground and start sliding and doing all, and the white folks clap. They get their pay at the end of the night.
Yep.
So that don't take away from Mr. Bojangles. It just don't. I'm not gonna trip on Kevin Nash because of what he said, and it make it more significant because it came from him.
I don't feel Kevin Nash is really doing it in a mean or bad way. I think Kevin Nash's intentions is good, and he even made the comment on Twitter saying that I'm like one of the only white guys bringing up a black athlete in WWE. How many of us are doing that? So, and he's right. He is taking the time. He's watching the guy. He's a fan of the guy. He sees something good about the guy, and he's just giving his take on what would make him better. So I understand that. So I don't really. Yeah, this is not like a outrageously big deal. It just sparks a open dialogue. That's interesting to have.
It's been a big deal, Venkat, because a lot of people
not in my
online.
Eyes, I know.
Yeah,
I
get what you're saying. Yeah, but online, people have been making it an issue as if he didn't have a right to say what he said. I beg to differ. And again, like I said,
he ain't racist.
Yeah, he ain't. Venkat, let's be honest. Let's just keep it real. Most black wrestlers are cornballs. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. All right. Cool. From a cultural standpoint, would you also agree? Culturally, now again, I'm not. Kevin Nash, from a cultural standpoint, is probably more cultured. I'm gonna use that word than a lot of. I ain't gonna say most, but a lot of black wrestlers today. Would you also agree with that? Because I would.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Kevin Nash, I just go and say it. I say it. From a cultural standpoint, Kevin Nash is borderline a nigga. Let's just be honest. I remember it's so many stories. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying he was smart enough to pick up on, and he even made this point as well too with the gangster rap time. You see that in NWO, but you really see it in NWO Red, black and red. Yeah. So they went all in with that, and they had all the images, bandanas, and hand signs, and they were doing all that.
The click in and of itself. Remember how they said they gave Sean Waltman the 6-pack. They said they was sitting around smoking weed, listening to Tupac.
Yeah.
And he said, you know what, we'll call you, because he was about to get ready to debut in WCW. He said, we'll call you 6-pack.
Yeah.
Like, okay. You know what I'm saying? The only two cornballs in the clique was Shawn Michaels and Triple H.
Yes.
Everybody else was cool.
Yeah. Yep.
Sky Hall, Kevin Nash, and X-Pac.
Yep.
They was the cool ones. So from a culture perspective, I really ain't gonna say that he said anything bad, because even he could understand, hey, look, like this look kind of like minstrel-like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you remember it was a guy that was in NXT? This was a few years back. ACH, he came from Ring of Honor. And he was a good wrestler, whatever, and they came up with that shirt design for him. And it was basically a black shirt with a smiley face on it.
Yep.
They want him to be the smiling Negro. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And he said, man, fuck that shit. I ain't doing that shit.
Yeah, that pretty much.
And they fired him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they fired him. I ain't seen him since. I don't even know where he at.
Yeah.
So,
but that was a big controversy. That was huge.
Yeah, it was because it was a blackface shirt.
Yeah. But leave it up to WWE. I mean, God, they just. Oh, man.
So they understand, hey, look, we got to have like a minstrel act.
Yeah.
You know, it's sad that R-Truth was that, because R-Truth had talent in his fucking finger that a lot of guys in the locker room, that's just a fact.
A lot of
it's wasted.
I'm saying? A lot of it was wasted.
But he accepted it because he got a check.
Yes.
And now he's rich. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna trip on it. But just understand what you're doing is all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's so, and to contrast that, and I was talking to Trevor, shout out to Trevor. I was talking to Trevor about this on the group chat or whatever. Okay, you can chop it up to, okay, Javon Evans is young. He's hip to what's going on right now. Okay, fine. I'm out of touch. I tell you who I am hip to, Trick Williams. And he's about the same age as Javon Evans.
Yes.
So why can I identify more with Trick and not with Javon Evans?
Right.
Trick is the shit.
Yeah.
It could be just contrast to style. I don't know. But Trick Williams is a fucking superstar.
Yeah.
That's just a fact. I think Trick Williams might be our very first truly, and I don't want this. I ain't trying to make this shit into no like argument enough. Trick Williams might be our truly black first ever WWE champion. Now I know we done had Kofi.
Wait a minute.
I know we done had Big E. Fucking what's the guy's name in the Hurt Business? Shit.
What's the name? Lashley, Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, Bobby Lashley. I don't even count The Rock. Just throw him away.
Oh, come on.
I don't count. But no, I'm sorry. Booker T. Booker T was the first.
No, he never won the WWE title. He was a world heavyweight champion.
He was a world heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
King Booker. So you just named. So I'm talking about WWE champion. Big E, Kofi, Bobby Lashley.
Oh, and don't
The
forget
Rock.
what's the name? Don't forget not Shelton Benjamin, but Kingston, Kofi Kingston.
I named him then. Yeah, I said Kofi, Big E.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, Trick Williams might end up being our very first black WWE champion. Is what I'm telling you. That's just a fact. He got star written all over him, Van Cat. He a star.
Now
that's just what it is.
Are you looking past his limitations in the ring, though?
Yeah, he sucked.
Okay.
He absolutely. But this WWE, don't none of that shit matter. Yeah, he suck ass in the ring. I'll be the first to tell you that.
Yeah.
But as far as presence, mic skills, demeanor, he got it, Van Cat. He just got it, man.
But so you just gonna overlook Omar Femi?
Omar Femi ain't black.
Don't start that one again, MD.
I said black. Is what
Oh, come on. God, Amy. Oh, yeah. I'm going. I'm going with the skin color and what white people see. That's what I'm going with. That's how I identify
oh,
black.
it's about what the white man tell you what black. Yeah, I got you. Got you.
Yeah, now you turn it around on me. Oh,
No, I'm just playing with you. But yeah, even Obafemi, right? Obafemi got the presence.
yes.
He got the presence for sure.
Yes.
I've heard him a couple of times on the mic that that's up for debate. But even with Obafemi, I look at Obafemi as the Tarzan character. That's what the fuck he is. He come out doing the stupid ass walk. Just a stupid ass walk. But he a powerhouse. If he can get the Brock Lesnar treatment, I'll say the same thing with him. Like he a fucking star. But it all depends on how they book him. And we know how that go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, look how they did. What's the guy? Omar. Look how they did him.
Yeah, that's uncalled for. That was horrible.
So it all. Yeah, I agree, man. But like I said, when it comes to black wrestlers, at the end of the day, they try to portray them in a certain way based on signs of the times. Almost. We know that wrestling is just a satire of reality. That's all it is at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So unfortunately for black folks, they portray us in a certain light based on what the perception is. So some some slipped through the crack. Like I said, we know why Rock slipped through the crack. But, you know, let's not kid ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We know why he slipped through the crack. But it's been other wrestlers. I'll even say, you know, from a lesser degree, Booker T. Booker T played the nigga role. That's because Booker T is a nigga. Let's you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. But Booker T was able to put himself in a groove and get in a position where, you know, he was a top guy. You know, it unfortunately it was on the later end of WCW, and you know, eventually they really didn't have a choice but to put the title on him in WWE because how they played him out in the transitioning from WCW to WWF. So he came out pretty good. But even a guy like Booker T done said some stupid shit.
Yes.
Like some real stupid shit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I remember the whole thing with Booker T and Swerve, you know, and the way he's talked about certain other black wrestlers and how they conduct themselves. Booker T done said some, and again, I don't use his word. I don't use it. But in the context of how we define it, Booker T done said some coon ass shit.
Yep. And he won't acknowledge Triple H's diss of him, your nappy hair, and you get people like you don't get to be champions like people like me and all this other bull. He will not acknowledge it as being what it is.
Yeah, come out here doing your spinneroonies and your suckers, and I remember that shit, man. I remember. Yeah, he definitely got a job.
If he don't fall in line, he ain't gonna have that job.
Yeah, I saw something a couple of days ago. I think it was the Wrestler Observer Awards. You know, they do like an award show.
Mm-hmm.
He won the worst announcer of the year.
Yeah. There's a video of Booker T responding to that. I didn't finish watching it. I had it playing and then I turned it off. I need to find what he thinks about it. It seemed like he was just smiling and laughing about it. He wasn't taking it seriously, but hey.
Yeah. All right, so we got some updates on the Texas Senate race. I'm pretty sure everybody knows about. I don't watch Stephen Colbert, but at this point, like, it is what it is. Everybody knows about it. Let me play this next video.
Late night host Stephen Colbert sometimes criticizes President Trump or members of the administration, and now he's criticizing this network. Colbert claimed again last night that CBS told him to drop an interview with the Democratic U.S. Senate candidate from Texas. CBS claims that is not the case. The interview has been posted online. Elaine Keano has more on this argument and what is behind it.
There's another big story today that I never got to over in my monologue, and it's me.
For a second night in a row, late-night host Stephen Colbert criticized CBS after he said the network made him pull his interview with Democratic Texas State Representative James Tallarico on Monday in fear that it would violate the Federal Communications Commission's equal time rule.
We were told in no uncertain terms by our network's lawyers, who called us directly, that we could not have him on the broadcast. Then,
the equal time rule requires broadcast stations to give equal airtime to candidates running for the same political office. Late night and daytime talk shows have been traditionally exempt. But in January, the FCC said it is revisiting that rule, writing in a memo, quote, "A program that is motivated by partisan purposes, for example, would not be entitled to an exemption under long-standing FCC precedent."
let's just call this what it is. Donald Trump's administration wants to silence anyone who says anything bad about Trump on TV because all Trump does is watch TV.
CBS said Tuesday The Late Show was not prohibited by CBS from broadcasting the interview with Representative James Tallarico. The show was provided legal guidance that the broadcast could trigger the FCC equal time rule for two other candidates.
Every word of my script last night was approved by CBS's lawyers. I got called backstage to get more notes from these lawyers, something that had never, ever happened before. And they told us the language they wanted me to use to describe that equal time exception.
Monday was the first known time a late-night talk show changed its programming since the FCC issued its new guidance. Ana Gomez, the only Democratic-appointed FCC commissioner, worries that decision could enable censorship.
That we are in a very precarious moment for our First Amendment, and the FCC needs to stay out of content regulation because our First Amendment prohibits it.
But Trump-appointed FCC Chairman Brendan Carr has stood by the new guidance.
Congress was clear that the FCC has a role with respect to bona fide news. They were worried that TV programmers would, broadly take advantage of trying to claim they were bona fide news when they weren't.
For CBS Mornings, I'm Elaine Quijano.
CBS says The Late Show decided to post the interview with Tallarico on YouTube rather than providing equal time options to the other candidates. So far, it has more than 5 million views. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, who is also running in the Democratic primary, said last night that she has no issue with Colbert's interview with Tallarico. She's been on The Late Show several times.
I have been briefed somewhat about this Colbert situation. Not fully, and I'm waiting on a statement. I have done Colbert a number of times. If you paid attention, I've done Colbert a number of times. I've done The View a number of times. I've done Kimmel a number of times. I've done all these shows a number of times. We did receive information suggesting that the federal government did not shut down this segment, number one. That is my understanding, that the federal government didn't shut this down. And we will do an official statement once we get another official statement that we anticipate is going to be coming from Paramount. All right, so we will read what they say, and then we'll go from there. It is our understanding that Colbert, either Mr. Colbert or CBS, decided that they just didn't want the air. And this was because of a fear that the FCC may say something to them, and that there may have been advice to just have me on, and then they could clear the issue. It was my understanding that someone somewhere decided we just don't want to do that, and instead we're going to just do it this way. So I don't believe, and let me be clear, I don't have any love for the current FCC. I don't want anybody to believe that I do. I do not have any love for them. I do think that there are additional layers at play here, and so before we put out our formal statement, I do want to make sure that Paramount, who is the parent company, puts out theirs, and we have exactly what happened versus kind of the mania that just so happens to play out on the very first day of early voting, which feels kind of complicated.
Mr. Tyler.
I don't know if I'm getting the full story out of Colbert or out of CBS, but I'll tell you who the real loser is here, and it's Jasmine Crockett. Here are the questions I have that we don't have good answers for. Was Barry Weiss instructed CBS lawyers trying to spook Colbert from even putting on Tallarico and they just wanted to keep out of this? Did Colbert only hear, oh, they're trying to stop me from putting on Tallarico? Screw them. God damn it. Did Colbert and Tallarico, were they just simply looking for a moment? Did they stumble into something? Because now Colbert has done more to help Tallarico's primary campaign than simply airing the interview themselves, because Tallarico has been trailing in the polls. Tallarico has not been as good of a candidate since Crockett got into the race. Like I said, the loser here is Jasmine Crockett.
I'll tell you, Van Cat, man, something look fishy, bro.
Yes, it's not
something
right.
look fishy. It looked real fishy. And again, like I said when we was talking about this last week, the play is to make Tallarico look like the stronger candidate.
Yes.
And have a perception of Jasmine Crockett is the easier candidate. That's the one we want. So let's try to like make a play, which is a strategy of the Republic. I'm not going to say that it is not, but I can also say, based on what social media has done, what mainstream news and some of these entertainment programs have done, don't look good, man. I'm gonna just be honest. It's like she catching it from all corners, man. And I don't know why. It was a time they said Jasmine Crockett was a progressive. You don't even hear that shit no more. She catching hell from the progressives. She catching hell from the Republicans. She catching hell from the liberal strategists. She catching hell, Van Cat. And it looked fishy. Look, again, I'm not going to be the one to speculate. I'll allow you to do it.
Yeah, because she's black. This is what they do, man. We already saw what happened with Kamala Harris, and now we see what happened with her now, Jasmine Crockett. This is not an accident. This is by design. This is all a part of it, and it's just funny because you could just the whole time I'm saying, why don't they just put the other candidates? I don't mean just Jasmine Crockett on. They could have had Tallarico on 1 week, the next week or next day or whatever. They could have had Jasmine Crockett, and then have whatever Republican person is going to run, because they're going to be facing each other anyway. Just throw everybody that's connected to this, and just have them all come on at different nights, and then let the American people go ahead.
I know. I'm saying I agree with you, but the thing is, again, when have you ever seen? And I'm talking about primary, not general. Of course, we've seen it during the general.
Mm-hmm.
When have you ever seen a candidate in a primary go on a late night show for any fucking? They in the middle of a race.
Right. That's true too.
Like
that's true.
I agree with you. You do Tallarico 1 week. You do hell. I really say you do it in the same week, because you got to. Again, people are stupid, so you got to have stuff fresh.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Right.
You got to have stuff fresh in their mind. I would say you do 1 day Tallarico, and in that same week you do it another day Jasmine Crockett. Colbert didn't even mention Jasmine Crockett.
Not at all.
At all. Yes, Jasmine Crockett has been on Stephen Colbert's show, not during a fucking race. She ain't.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
It was to talk about Beach Blonde.
Beach Blonde, a bad built body. It wasn't during a fucking Senate race.
They only want her on when she's a sideshow, but when she's the main attraction, nah.
You know, I would argue it's actually like unethical to do it. Why would you have a primary candidate on during a race and voting about to start? That looked fishy to me. It looked fishy.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not saying that that's Colbert's like fault. Colbert just a sideshow. Like, we know producers and shit like that, book people or whatever. I'm saying it looked fishy, and we know what's going on at CBS right now with Barry Weiss and all the bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, CBS
It
is
look
now
odd.
is Republican, Republican led, as is many now. It's not just Fox anymore. I mean, the Republicans have been buying social media and media in general. And look, I mean, friggin' Elon, he had to have Twitter. You know, you got to wonder. You know, it's to create influence and to give perception of a bigger reach than what they really have. So it's very
tamp
problematic.
down opposition.
Yes.
Look at Bezos and Washington Post.
Yeah. Oh my, that's egregious. That's egregious.
Hey man, it like I said, it's bad. And I would have never thought a person like Jasmine Crockett would even be in this position. And it's so funny. You got this is the bizarro world that we live in, Venkat. You got progressives actually fighting against Jasmine Crockett for James Tellerico, a guy who talk about the Bible all day. Like he's a known moderate Democrat. He's a known moderate. You got progressives fighting for a moderate.
Yeah, that's not
just because the hate of Jasmine Crockett on the lie that she take AIPAC money. like again, provocateurs. Provocateurs.
They glue into one issue and it's the be all end all. There's no nuance.
But she can't. She was on Jen Psaki though. She was on Jen Psaki last week. No, this wasn't even last week. This was Monday when this whole debacle happened.
Yeah.
She was on Jen Psaki's show, and Jen Psaki asked her, "Hey, you know, it's been an issue about AIPAC." She said she don't take AIPAC money. She don't. She went on Joy Reid show. I think she was on there yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And Joy Reid asked her the same thing. And that's another grifter, Joy Reid. Joy Reid wasn't like this until after she got fired from MSN.
Yeah.
MSNBC, I believe. She wasn't like this. And I didn't like her then. Now all of a sudden she this champion progressive just out the blue. Get the fuck out of here, man. Provocateur. And that's just what it is. And again, you said it, I didn't. She's a black woman.
Yeah.
But they want you to believe that the Republicans want her to win the race because she's the easier target. I beg to differ.
I know. It's ridiculous.
I think it's the other way around, actually.
Yep.
You know, if
Jasmine
you ask
Crockett
me,
has name recognition. Tellerico, we just hearing about him recently.
You know, but look at all the money. Look at all the money he done amassed. Just like they said in the piece, like all this money that just alone in that 24-hour time span from the whole controversy with Stephen Colbert, and a day later he had raised like almost $5 million.
Yeah, because they made the decision. They made the decision. We're going all in with this guy now. But they did the same thing with Kamala Harris too. You know, all the money started flowing in. So
they did. Hey man, it's a bad situation, and again, it's just hard pressed for me to believe that she was a champion of the Democratic Party at one point in time. Now, y'all basically trying to force her out. She already done lost. Yeah, if she wins, she go score third. That's what I say.
They gotta bend the knee.
Exactly. She already done lost her fucking house seat because they gerrymandered.
Hello?
It's gone.
Uh-oh. MD?
Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm here. What happened? I'm here. Something happened to your connection.
Hello? Oh, okay.
I'm here.
You.
Yeah, I'm like, what happened? I ain't nothing happened on my end.
Yeah, it's my phone. At 10:30, it automatically do not disturb. That's what happened. So all my sound went away.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm gonna go and get you out of here in a second, but you know it is time. Oh damn, wrong one. What the hell is my damn? Wrong one.
Time to get quacking.
The duck is back, y'all.
Yeah, right.
it's been such a long time since he's been able to reap any souls. So he's fiending right now. He's fiending. So again, the duck is back, TLP is back, and it's time to get a duck what he wants. We can't make him wait much longer. That's just what it is.
Yep.
So back by popular demand, we got the lame duck of the week.
I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky.
Now the story lead by him to see it again is appearing now. Let me reassure you, the things that you will see in that story, those are not the words of Mark Robinson.
We finally beat Medicaid.
Thank you, President Biden, President Trump.
He's right, he did beat Medicaid, beat it to death.
Like a dog. Feathers fly in the air. Waddle in here, waddle in. Y'all some dog, yeah, cause a dog. Y'all some dog, look like a dog.
Energy, like we should rip people apart from their families.
Are you a man?
Wow. Wow, is that a question? Wow. Okay. How do you feel about ripping people from their families? Does that feel good?
Fucking house nigga in here.
Sir, I need to move.
Fucking house nigga working for the fucking KKK.
What the fuck's wrong with you people?
Why are you calling a woman a man?
Sir,
I mean, what kind of a guy does that?
Fucking house nigga, bitch.
Go look for your fucking slave.
99.9% of the time, it is wrong for a white person to call a black person the N-word, but we may have found the exception. In Minneapolis recently, a white anti-ICE protester was in a group of anti-ICE protesters yelling at a black ICE Gestapo agent. An unidentified white male called the black ICE agent a house N-word who's working for the KKK. That's right, we have a white man calling a black man the N-word. But this is a little bit different. White on black usage of the N-word is a very serious issue. But this is a curveball example. Is it wrong for a white person to call a black ICE officer a house N-word? Let's explore. The white man who used the N-word in this situation was being historically precise. This black ICE agent, he is being a house N-word to the utmost degree. A black man in ICE is a modern house slave. He's a barely paid mule for white supremacy. The KKK were domestic terrorists. ICE is domestic terrorism. I think this is a valid usage of the N-word. He's not attacking his blackness per se. He's attacking his bootlicking choice to be in ICE while being a black man. Being black in ICE makes you a house N-word. So to call you that, it's almost like a professor pointing out, oh look, there's a modern house N-word. I think this usage is valid and acceptable. If it had just been the N-word, that would be problematic. But when he adds the house N-word, he's being historically realistic. So yes, it is okay to call black ICE agents house N-words. They are.
This guy Torre need to have his ass whooped. He need to have his ass whooped.
I don't know, man.
And what you mean you don't know?
It's wild, but I mean he's kind of right.
He's not right. He's not right at all, bro.
He's right. He's right. He's not right. The point that ICE agent is a house nigga right now. He really is.
So okay, let's use that logic, Van Gogh, because I find it troubling that you even said that. Let's use that logic though.
Go ahead.
So we're in the early 1800s. on the southern plantation. We working out in the field. A master come out and say, "Hey, look, niggas, I'm putting this form out here on this post for anybody that want to sign up to be a house nigga. Y'all just sign the form, and we'll be conducting interviews for y'all to come and work in the house."
Yeah.
The key word in Torre's post was choice. That's the key word. It wasn't a choice to be a house nigga. That's one of the parts that I disagree with Malcolm X on. When he did his whole spiel about house nigga. Because we're talking about a mindset. A slave was chosen by the master to work in the house, and they put certain parameters on what they could do and put them in a certain position socially of having a complex of superiority over the people that were working outside. They didn't choose that shit. And we're talking about impressionable in the eyes of not knowing no better. All you know is being a slave. So that's why I disagree. Go ahead.
So with that being said, though, if those slaves in that time had that option, I'm sure that a lot of them would want to, if not damn near all of them would want to be a house nigga, because you're not in the hot sun, you're not doing as much physical labor. All right, then. So it would be a choice.
But they wouldn't be, because they don't have that choice. Okay?
No,
they don't have that choice at all.
If they had the choice to be field or house,
if they had the choice, they don't have the choice. So I mean, you're trying to put.
Well, okay. So if I'm going for a job, I'm going for a job, but I don't really get the job. The person hears me out, and then they decide. So it's not my choice, right?
So that goes back to the logic that I use in my example. You make it seem as though that the master put out applications on the table for niggas to fill out.
I know what you're saying.
In order to be a house nigga. Like, again, it's bullshit. If I hear any white person say anything, I don't give a damn how bad the situation is. I'm popping them in the mouth.
Yeah, it's not cool that happened at all. And like, it's kind of crazy because it wasn't even said once. It was like repeated several freaking times. And
hard ER.
And
hard
loud,
ER.
Yeah.
In no circumstances is it acceptable or okay for a white person to call a black person.
But I'm just saying that part about it.
And I don't look at that situation as him being a house nigga. I don't.
No?
I don't. No, I don't. Because I just explained the concept of the house nigga. And why I disagree with it from a position of how Malcolm X put it. Because it's not historically accurate. So Torre bullshitted when he even said that. There ain't nothing that he said historically accurate. And the way that you know it's not historically accurate, because he said it was a choice for that black man to sign up for ICE and do what he was doing. That in no way, shape, or form is indicative of being historically accurate in regards to what house slaves was. Some bullshit. And I don't even know. I don't know if he black American. I don't know what the fuck he is. You know, that's just me being honest. He obviously don't understand the history. That's just what the fuck it is. And for him to say that, somebody need to whoop his ass. just like somebody need to whoop the ass of that black person. I mean, of that white person.
That white guy, right? Yeah.
Even if I was out there protesting side by side with you, as soon as I heard that, all bets are off.
Yeah.
You just killed that parade. Now I got to whoop your ass. I'm going to jail now. ICE gonna detain me for whooping your ass. That's just what it is.
You notice he never bat an eye at all on that. The black ICE agent never said, "Hey, what are you saying?" He never reacted at all. Like, he just kept moving.
I wouldn't have had a job that day. I wouldn't have had it. Well, yes, I would, because I'm ICE. Yeah, I can beat your ass. Ain't nothing gonna happen to me.
Well, the thing with ICE is what's really bad about it is it's a horrible job as far as pay and stuff, and the contract is really bad. Where if they quit before the 5 years, they got to pay back the 50,000. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
They're only getting 10,000 a year. That's incredibly ridiculous. So
Yeah.
it's
a bullshit. It's bullshit. It's a bullshit deal.
and they're working.
I don't disagree with that.
They're working on behalf of white supremacy. That for sure is what's happening here.
I'm not even gonna argue with you on that point. You know, my wording would be different, but I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna argue with you on that point. That still don't take away from the fact.
Oh yeah, no, that's wild.
That you gonna compare me to a house nigga. Like, yeah, I mean, because in order for you to say that, you got to have some type of concept of what a house nigga is. And obviously that white man had a and I could go deep, you know, in the presence of time, I'm not going to do it. I can go way deeper. That's why I don't use the word coon and shit like that, because it has implications.
Nicki Minaj is a coon. I mean, they're actual coons out there.
I'm not going to argue with you in the context on how you say it. I'm not. I choose not to use the word based on the historical implications and the origins where it comes from early 19th century, definitely from the Communist Party, just like Uncle Tom, House Nigga, Sambo, all of that shit. So I choose not to use it. I don't trip on nobody using it. I don't. I choose not to use it because I know it comes by way of subterfuge and conceit. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. So I choose not to use it. And a perfect example is what that white man saying it, because I can almost guarantee you that he was a lefty loony and he was using it under that context.
Yes.
Of some type of progress. So it just proved my point. But Torre, you need your ass whooped.
Yeah.
I don't even really know who this guy is. I done seen him a couple of times on CNN on what's the face show. Damn, what
the black lady that
Abby Phillip. Abby Phillip. I done seen a couple of times on that show.
Well, Tori used to have a show on MSNBC with two other. Crystal Ball was on it. Tori, Crystal Ball, and
another damn provocateur. Another damn provocateur, Crystal Ball.
Yeah, but he seemed to like be making light of it, and you know, he's like 1 foot in, 1 foot out type deal. It doesn't justify it because it's dead wrong. He spent no time in like, because the guy just recklessly just yelling, saying the N-word, house nigga N-word. And it's just multiple things just don't make sense. The reaction of the ICE agent, like he didn't hear what he was saying. And the fact that a white guy would just be saying that like that, like there's so many insults you could throw at a ICE agent, like, and like he went there, you know, so that's weird.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. He could have said a slew of other things.
Yeah. When the video was playing, I'm like, wait a minute. What did I just hear? It took me a while. It took me like I had to hear it 3 times to acknowledge, like, okay, this is really what I'm hearing. And then I was like, okay, it must be a black person saying it, but I didn't see a black person.
It wasn't.
I didn't see a black person.
Hell, you gonna be slim. I mean, you got black communities in Minneapolis. I ain't gonna say Minneapolis is actually. I like Minneapolis as a city. I done been there dozens of times.
Mm-hmm.
Minneapolis is not a black city. I mean, of course, it's in the north. No, it ain't no black city. But Minneapolis is I would say it's one of the most progressive cities I done been to. You know what I'm saying? Like they real welcoming of a lot of shit. But you calling me a house nigga? Yeah, we about to flip this bitch upside down. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I would say
hey,
this
man,
is definitely worth the lame duck, man. This
yeah,
was
yeah, you yeah. The duck had to take hey, it is what it is, bro. Hey, how as a black man, I don't give a damn what the situation may be.
mhm.
How as a black man you even come up with a concept of that in any reality being acceptable? How?
And the amount of time he spent breaking it down and talking about it to like legitimize it is crazy.
So hey, there you have it, man. Lame duck number 10.
Trash bag human of the week.
Torre. You know what I'm saying? So hey, that's the show tonight, man. That's the show tonight. I'm fine. I'm glad we finally got this shit out of the way.
Yep.
I guess I need to get started on the next one because, like I said, getting set up and work this late working I've been doing as a late man, it's kind of tough. But I have it set up how I want it next week because next week we're gonna be talking about the Save Act next week. I really want to get your thoughts on the Save Act. You may be surprised on. Well, no, you ain't gonna be surprised. We'll save it for next week. We'll save it for next week. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh damn. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh yeah.
No. What I
something.
was gonna say, I remember that. Yeah, this was a great show. These topics was well needed to be spoken upon. So this was a great show. I'm looking forward to next week.
There you have it. Shout out to Ricardo. Hopefully he'll be able to join us next week as well. I know Mike said he was at work or whatever, so
Yeah,
we'll get it together.
Man.
Yeah, hey, it is what it is, bro. It is. Hey, shit, we all working late at some point in time. Like that's all I've been doing since 2026.
Yeah,
it's working late. So shit, it is
Yeah.
what it is, man. Like I said, they busting our ass right now.
Yep.
They are busting our ass, man. But in any regard, hell, and it's almost the end of February. I'm like, damn, what? We almost in the spring. Like the damn year just started.
That's that Trump
damn
effect.
year just started. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. So, hell, in a couple of weeks we'll be at war anyway. So I guess ain't nothing gonna fucking matter.
People talking about that at my job. People talking about that. That's crazy, man. We're talking about no new wars, and now we got a fresh new one right now.
I'm talking about brand spanking new, shiny out the box.
Yeah.
Like this ain't even no existing shit. You know what I'm saying? It's brand new, man. But you can't tell people like now Black Son will admit this ain't what he voted for yet. Here we are. I'm telling you, it is what you voted for. Because and I try to explain. As a matter of fact, that's gonna be one of the stories. Well, it won't be a story. I just put it in there. They talked about what's going on with Iran right now. They talked about it in Project 2025, man, cat. Like verbatim. Verbatim. Specifically dealing with Iran. But people told you Project 2025 was fake. Trump ain't got nothing to do with that.
Wow.
Now look at you. Now look at you.
Oh, the PBI airport, they're changing the name to Trump.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they voted on it and they're like passing it now, man. It's just crazy. They're gonna spend millions of dollars to change the logo, to change the name, and they have to pay Donald Trump a licensing fee for using his name.
Man. Copyright. Damn.
Yeah. So
That's
he's getting
crazy.
paid
I
on
didn't know
top
that.
of it. It's a vanity project, and he's getting paid on top. Because remember, Donald Trump is a guy that went bankrupt with casinos. And the reason he went bankrupt with casinos, one of the main reasons, was he had one casino, and he was like driving down that street. He's like, I like to see my name in lights so big, so I want to put one right down here and nearby that casino. And when he had, just so he could see the name Trump from one end to the next. And that ended up cannibalizing his business. And he went bankrupt because the guy is such a narcissistic dumbass. So here we go.
Is the Palm Beach airport, is it in West Palm Beach or it's like
Yeah, it's
actually
in
in
West Palm Beach. He's not too far. Trump Mar-a-Lago is not too far from it.
Okay.
And he's there
it's like
all
right
the time.
it's like on the strip between West Palm Beach and like the actual Palm Beach Island.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw a YouTube short. They was explaining Palm Beach,
Mm-hmm.
and they were saying how they got. I guess they were saying like the Palm Beach is like man-made. They were saying.
Yeah.
And like they got all these
man-made
people
by meaning black man-made.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
They got all these black people to like make Palm Beach and told them that like they was gonna be able to live, and then they kicked them all out after.
Exactly.
Yeah. I seen some shit about. I was like, damn, that's fucked up.
That's the type of place we're dealing with.
Hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But yeah, man. Hey, that's the show. Oh, real quick, I wanted to ask you too, because like I said, me and Black Sun briefly dealt with it. What you think of the arrest of Andrew?
Oh, I think it's great. Because if that happens, now there's a likelihood that pressure may come for others. At least a shot, of that happening. So that's good, man.
I'm gonna tell you, like I told Black Sun, I think Andrew hold the key to this whole thing, man. That's just my opinion. I think I think Charles is gonna sit him down and say, "Hey, look, man, you done lost everything. Like you had the world, you ain't have to work a day in your fucking life, and now you sitting in a fucking jail cell, bro. Just go and tell it. Just go and tell. Preserve a sliver of dignity. Just go and tell us what you know. You know what I'm saying? Because again, they didn't arrest him for like no pedo shit. That ain't what he got locked up for.
Right, it's financial stuff.
Yeah, they tried to say it's like misconduct while in office or some shit like that. And they trying to tie some type of documents to the case, like some financial shit.
Yeah.
And like even like some national security type shit.
Yeah.
So that lets me know Epstein was an international spy. That's what I told Black Sun.
Mm-hmm.
This shit, the pedo shit, that's just like the icing on the cake.
That's light work.
Yeah, it's light work. We talking about international espionage is what we talking about at the end of the fucking day.
Yeah, this guy's a James Bond villain.
Exactly. That's what we talking about. I believe this what they got him locked up for, it was blackmail. We seen the pictures of Andrew on all fours in his drawers and all type of shit.
Yep.
He was giving secrets to Epstein. And again, we could put our tinfoil hats on and say that Epstein and Ghislaine, because both of them Jews at the end of the day. Again, I don't want to go tinfoil, but just for a second, Ghislaine and fucking Epstein, and we know Ghislaine's dad was a member of Mossad. We know that. That's a fact. I believe he was working for Israel, trading secrets. That's what I think.
Wow.
And he was using Epstein Island and all the pedo shit as leverage over a lot of these people head. Hey, look, I got the tape. So I need such and such. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think was going on. Andrew was part of that. Andrew got caught with his pants down with the little girls. And fucking Epstein told him, hey, look, hey, smile, you on a candid camera. You know what I'm saying? And he said, damn, you got me. And he started giving away trade secrets and national security brief documents and shit like that. So I think Andrew just need to say, hey, look, this what was going on, y'all. I ain't got nothing else to lose.
Yeah.
And he might be the one to open the floodgates.
Wow.
He might be the one. So
yeah, we need accountability, man, because a cashier at a retail store face more accountability than these big grown ass men with high power positions.
And I think you know about the P tape too. I think you know about the P tape.
The Russian P tape.
Yeah. And Black Sun was on there talking about, man, you see the Epstein file, you don't see no Russians on there. I'm like, okay, okay, it is what it is. And you might be right from the sense of they might not got caught red-handed, but they definitely a part of it. It may just be on the other side. You see what I'm saying? Because we know Russians deal in secrets and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
There's millions more documents that haven't been shown. So
exactly, which is illegal, by the way, based on the
they're supposed to release everything at a deadline.
Yeah. So they already in violation, but don't nobody seem to give a damn. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Well, with that being said, man, hey, it is what it is. Hey, I'll see you next week.
All right.
Me and Black Sun are supposed to do a show, and I might do that daily with Black Sun because I be dry. I ain't got nothing else to fucking do. We supposed to do another show tomorrow, so tune in tomorrow 3:00. Me and Black Sun gonna be talking some more conspiracy shit, and next week TFP, conspiracy shit with MD and Black Sun. You know, so. Yeah, man. I'll see you next week, TFP. It'll be episode 9. And and the leading story will be talking about the SAVE Act. So I'll leave you with that.
All right.
Hey, appreciate everybody coming through, man. With that, I say peace.
Peace.
We